Everybody, and Merry Christmas for those of you guys who didn't tune in until just now. I'm hoping you're having a very merry one. And we're going into your favorite series of the night, Valdez.
Definitely. We're going to have Park versus Darting, everyone. No, it's Dark versus Parting. Dark, a guy I've been touting for a little bit here, just as I think he's going to be one of the best players of 2015. He did perform very, very well for SK Telecom in Pro League, so looking to make a mark here on an individual league at the SSL as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys could see, he was actually in all 3 seasons of Code S, but the deepest he ever made it was the round of 16, and fell out of the round of 32 twice, actually, in Season 1 and in Season 3. This is, of course, referring to 2014's Code S. So, I mean, this guy, I said before, was Boxer's secret project on Slayers, moved over to SKT with him, and his potential was never really fully realized until recently, and he loves his really unique ZVT style, but today he's going to have to play a completely different matchup up against one of the most aggressive, unpredictable PvZ players in the world, the master of the Soul Train,
the secret man that we haven't gotten to look at yet.
We haven't introduced yet, so we're still taking a look at Dark. But pay no attention to the man on the other side of the stage. There he is. PartinG. He actually looks like he's not feeling too good right now.
Yeah, you know, this guy, he used to be on SKT, and he did move over to Yoi Flash Wolves, wanted to join a foreign team here. And he used to be Dark's teammate, actually, on SKT. So these guys, we were there while they were picking maps and banning maps, rather. And they were very friendly. You know? They were kind of just looking at each other like, oh, man, why do we got to play each other in the round of 32? You know, wish we could have met a little bit earlier on. You know, I don't want to knock you out this early. Ha, ha, ha. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The referee was asking him, like, where is he? He's like, I'll go get him. And the referee's like, no, I'll get him. This is my job. They're really close friends. Very evident. But friends become enemies in the SSL round of 32. Deadwing and Catalina, the bans for Dark and PartinG, respectively. And we're starting things off on Overgrowth. You and I actually were there during the pick phase here. Well, by pick phase, I mean random choice phase, as they were chosen from that SSL box. And a big smile on Dark's face when he saw Overgrowth was the first map.
That he did, man. Definitely going to enjoy that map. Zergs usually do. And then we go into Foxtrot Labs, King Signal Station, Merry-Go-Round, and Nimbus to follow things up there. And a Deadwing ban here for Dark, as well as a Catalina ban here for PartinG.
Yeah, ban on the bigger map for Dark. Doesn't want to play on Deadwing. And PartinG not really liking that Catalina map. But, you know, in this matchup, feels like stylistic bans. I feel like the matchup is pretty balanced on most of the maps we have in the pool. And there's any crazy maps ever since Deadwing horizontal spawns got removed. We're pretty okay. All right, everybody, let's go into game number 1, Dark versus PartinG here at the SSL.
Down here in the bottom left in the red, the Zerg player, it is Dark. Playing for SK Telecom. Wearing their new jackets.
Yeah, wearing that new jacket, adjusting that sound blocker. And his opponent to the top right, master of the Soul Train, the master of Immortal All-Ins, a very aggressive Protoss, formerly the teammate of Dark. It's PartinG. And, you know, he looked a little bit more cheery, a little bit more happy earlier, but now he's seeming a little bit somber, very focused here, almost as if he just got bad news or something. He looks really quite stressed out. Yeah,
he's like twitching around, man. He's definitely looking a little bit nervous coming into this one. Probably knowing how good of a player Dark is, you know. PartinG we've seen on this map many times before. He does love to put on that aggression at the third base of the Zerg. You know, stuff like 6 gate, Blink Stalker, +2 timing. Back when that was very popular, he used to do that a lot.
Yeah. You can see that actually beat Sulky in his preliminaries, talking about Dark. Just something that popped up there for a second, the relevant matchup. And you can see that PartinG was able to beat Marine King. You actually broadcast that with Moonglade.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting because PartinG just read Marine King's greedy style so easily. He's like, oh, you're just going to go CC first, or, you know, just play super greedy. And he just went aggressive and hit proxies both games and won.
By the way, we have a pretty crazy opening for Dark here already in Game 1. He's deciding to go for a Speedling opening, and it's pool first. Like, it's gas into pool, no hatch. So PartinG takes a greedy build with a Nexus first into gate in the main. No wall. This could actually bite him pretty hard. Like, this is a rushed speed. Look at the timing. The pool and the 100 gas finish at the exact same time. He pulls out of gas, and it's a hyper-aggressive speed build.
Yeah, PartinG's going to have to go home and set up a wall as soon as possible because he did get the scout on that with that probe. You know, sometimes he's been famous for not scouting, but this time he does get the scout off, so that is very good information for him here. You know, maybe part of the reason Dark does go for this kind of build is because he thought PartinG wouldn't scout and play greedy.
Yeah, very good assessment. Now, 4 Lings already on the map. The core is going to start to fill this wall up at the top of the ramp, and he does have a forge. As soon as he scouted that pool, he immediately made that forge back at home. So he'll have the ability to make cannons here, and the Nexus does complete. But that Mothership core, which is something that would allow him to defend this a lot easier, of course, is a long way away. A core still just chugging along. All right, let's see how he decides to do this. He's actually going to bring probes down with the first 4 Lings. He wants to get this cannon up, and that Zealot is out here as well. If he can get that first cannon up, he can start to extend this wall down the ramp and attach it to the Nexus. Well, this is a lot of damage already being done.
The scary part is when the speed finishes here for the Lings. You guys see it is about to finish, and could definitely easily get a surround on some of these units. He's got to play so safe here. Keep his Zealots together. Do not let them get sniped.
The Mothership core is about to finish. There it is. And once that's done, it just becomes so difficult to actually do damage here. A second pylon goes down, and he might even just put those Zealots, right, one of them in the hole, and the other is just to block the Lings from getting in the main. He can actually probably send his pros back fairly soon here. He's still just a bit nervous. This is a huge commitment to Lings. He's gone all the way up to 18. And PartinG, of course, used to be the teammate of Life, who do builds like this all the time. And so he's very well versed at defending this sort of thing. Probes do go down, a few of them here. Good pull, though. And that Mothership core is going to constantly be able to do damage and ward these Lings away because there's no anti-air here, of course, to deal with that. So it's just constant air-to-ground damage. And Dark has to now transition back at home, getting his second queen, adding the additional drones. But solid hold for PartinG. He's losing some mining time. But Dark, with a huge investment into Lings, is not where he wants to be drone-wise.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take that third base. It's very safe. He knows he's got PartinG on the back foot here. He's got total map control. And this is what you kind of have to do with this build. You're trying to do as much damage as possible while just trying to catch up in economy at the same time. He's going to send the Overlord into the main base. Try to get the scout on here, but it doesn't look like there's any tech out yet, just yet here for PartinG.
No, not yet. Just going to see that Forge isn't spinning and just now starting. That's important information to know, because with +1 you can 2-shot Lings with the Zealot, and that makes the attacks later on that we might see from PartinG a lot scarier. So he knows that timing window is a long way away. It's not like it's going to line up with his Warp Gate research timing, for example. Saves the Overlord, pulls it out, might send it back in again just to see if there are any additional gateways being added, see if he can find his Stargate. And these Lings are obviously going to keep PartinG very preoccupied at the front of his base here for a long time.
Yeah. Second gas being taken here, as well as that Roach Warren getting down.
Yep. A nice little wall set up here by PartinG. The Lings are always going to check and see if there's an opportunity. See if any more units have been warped in or, rallied over here. Just always checking. Even if he loses a Ling, if he gets any sort of extra information, it's great. He's probably not going to lose very many Lings. There's not a whole lot of range damage in this comp. As you can see, just eating some Mothership core damage, but definitely runs away. He's got both watchtowers controlled. He's got 2 Overlords spotting both sides of PartinG's base. And here comes that Overlord to check for gates, and we're going to see a 6-gate. You were saying it earlier, loves his 6 gates. This is going to be a faster one. This is not the 3-base version with the +2 in the blink.
You know what? PartinG actually missed that Overlord coming in here with the sentry that was on patrol. So Dark is actually probably just going to get the information that he wants here, and may just be able to make a bunch of roaches and defend against this kind of thing. Maybe even put down some spine crawlers.
Yeah, he's going to have plenty of time, because how early he sees this, he just made a ton of drones. He's up to 60. So not only does he get the drone count that he wants with this, but he sees that the gates are so late that he's got plenty of time to get that larva going on the roaches. He's going to have layers so quickly as well that he can get roach speed pretty fast here. Immediately starts roach production, gets those 3 extra Overlords, and is just setting up for a tight defense here, and it's going to be very difficult for PartinG to actually execute.
That it will be. With the speed on the links here, he's going to be always threatening that pylon and trying to catch that probe as much as possible. He doesn't want to lose these lanes, actually. Needs every unit possible to defend against an aggressive push like this.
Even making spines because he knows this is basically all in. And those 10 roaches are about to pop, 11 of them queued up, in fact. This is still a very scary push because PartinG's micro is insane, and he does have a lot of sentries. But Dark...
Ooh! There you go, man. That's that micro. He loves to get those force fields down. The one thing that is good is that is a lot of energy.
Ooh,
and he will still get the pylon before the warpins, actually.
And this means PartinG has to make more pylons, and this buys even further time for Dark, who's soon to have roach speed. He's already got a ton of roaches on the map. He's got 20 roaches on the map.
Spines are finished as well.
Spines are done. He's about to have 28 roaches. More lings coming through. Let's see how good PartinG's micro really is here, because you can't force field spine crawlers. Perfect force fields, but only catches 2 roaches. Second wave of force fields is the scary part, but look at this. Already roaches coming from the right side. Prepared for this. Almost snipe a pylon. Do barely get it here, so less warp and potential, and the roaches actually just break through as the force field fades. Even the spine crawlers participate in the fight. Roaches fighting on 2 sides. PartinG keeping his push strong here is going to actually get these 4 roaches. Yeah,
6 gates is a lot of gates. Like you were saying before, it's basically all in. He's spending all of his money here on warpins. There's no third base, as you guys do see here from the observer. And it's all up to Dark here to just hold this off. The +1 for the roaches is coming close to finishing here. That's going to be so good for this. But nice time warps coming down, as well as the roaches being stuck there behind the force fields at the same time. And more warpins are coming in.
And more warpins are coming in as the force fields fade. These lings, this huge swell of lings that Dark just made, are going to be so useful to actually just get in there, tank, do that extra damage. But PartinG, man, he is really just going to make this work to the best of his ability. The force fields have been incredible, but now they're all gone. Drones off the line here, taking out some of those sentries, and a huge swell roach is pushing forward as well. Zealots finally getting there at the front to actually kill those drones. And PartinG, a ton of damage done here, but does he have enough warpins to actually hold the last of these roaches back? That's the question. This is actually such a close fight right now.
Unbelievably close. He's lost a ton of drones here, as well as all the spine crawlers. And again, just continuous warpins here. A lot of those overlords in a bad spot. He's trying to snipe those down. He does have a lot in the back, though.
Those queens are doing so much for Dark right now, and those lings coming in as well. This is PartinG's last chance to make this work. He's losing momentum here very quickly. He's down in Harvesters. Dark is at 40 to 45. But if he can hold this back, because of the larva mechanic, he will be able to replenish that very quickly. He'll have the better tech, and PartinG is pushed all the way back past this pylon. He almost made it work, but not quite.
Really nice hold here by Dark. Getting that scouting information down and seeing exactly what PartinG was doing was the first key. But again, like you were saying, that's still a very strong push. He tried to get all the instruments that he could possibly get to hold it off. He was trying to get the +1 as well as the roach speed. He had the 2 spine crawlers way ahead of time, and he was just barely able to hold that off. It was a really nice drone pull as well, just identifying that he needed that extra tanking before the Zerglings came in a little bit later for the tank, and he just barely holds it off.
Well, thank Flashman that he got those spine crawlers down, because if he hadn't had those, I don't think he would have been able to hold. And this was with
much harder.
This was 60 drones he was able to push out before he scouted it, and then with that amount of economy, with 60